Afternoon, boys and girls. Boom Action here. A friend of mine at work asked me to do a video on basic knowledge and how to get it. And that I was like, what do you mean, Gabe? What do you mean by basic knowledge? He said, well, if you didn't know anything about the outdoors, where would you get it? And I said, well, I'd get it from books because that's the way I do it, because courses cost and are short for the most part, but a book, and the two that I'm going to recommend and the third one that I strongly suggest, they're forever. You've purchased them at whatever their cost. You can go back over them and go back over them and go back over them. So, without further ado, the first book that I would recommend to anybody is the Boy Scouts of America Field Book. This is the book that the Boy Scouts would use to get their merit badges. You've got the Boy Scout Handbook, the modern one anyway. That handbook just lists out all the tasks that have to be accomplished. The field book tells you how to accomplish those tasks. And it's got everything in it. This field book has everything in it, from fitness to trip planning to leave no trace, map and compass work, gearing up for a winter expedition, a summer expedition, bicycle maintenance, how to pack your pack, boating with either a canoe, a kayak, a sailboat, you name it, it's got it to a degree as I'm flipping through this thing. Horsemanship, basic horsemanship. This is not going to make you an equestrian god, by the way. It's going to give you the basic knowledge so you don't look like an idiot when you are told to saddle up. I don't deal with horses, but I'm just flipping through this thing. Basic skiing or snowshoeing or fishing. It doesn't get into knot tying. The Boy Scout Handbook does a better job than the field manual. The field manual does show some, but not much on knot tying. That's a whole nother video that's coming up, but I will do that one in my house because I'm not gonna trek out here for a desert location to sit down and give you probably 10 knots. But book numero uno that I recommend beyond all is the Boy Scout Field Manual. The second book that I recommend, move my water bottle top here, is the U.S. Army Survival Manual. And why do I recommend the U.S. Army Survival Manual? One other thing let me go back. This book is written for a 12-year-old. Understand that. You got to be 12 years old to become a Boy Scout, unless they change the rules on me. So that puts you at a 5th or a 6th grader. It's written so a 5th or a 6th grader can understand it. It's probably written closer to a 4th grade reading level. So anything in this is easily understood. There's not a lot of super huge words in it, and it's very well done that way. The U.S. Army Field Manual is written at an 8th grade reading level because that's what the reading level of the military manuals are written at. It's a little more complex, but not much. And why I like this manual with the field guide, why I like the U.S. Army Survival Manual with the field guide, is the field guide gives you the basic knowledge to go out and go camping and have a good time. The U.S. Army Survival Manual gives you a survival manual. It's, it'll give you how to set improvised traps. It will tell you how, it'll give you some improvised shelters that this doesn't. The field manual is designed for you to have, as a Boy Scout, designed for you to have all of your stuff. You go out, you go camp, you have a good time. Field manual, the survival manual, is you're out with limited resources in a hostile situation. And if you're in a survival situation, it's hostile. We don't need people shooting at us, and we don't need people. We're not trying to escape from anybody. We're trying to escape to somebody in a survival scenario. But this book will give you some ideas on how to set up a different type of shelter in the desert, in the snow, on the water, tropic, that covers this. The nice thing about it is in the back, in the back of the survival manual, they cover edible and poisonous plants and poisonous snakes from around the world. I'm not a snake guy. I'm terrified of snakes. That's pretty nice about this, where the Boy Scout manual doesn't go into poisonous plants or poisonous snakes. Both good manuals to have. The third book I highly recommend and it's a regional specific book, is the Audubon's Society Field Manual for whatever region. I live in the desert Southwest, so that's the one I purchased. If I were going to the Northeast, they have one for the Northeast. All three of those would be easily found online. Boy Scout handbook. Anytime you find a Boy Scout, there's a troop leader around, somebody who can tell you where to get a field manual. The U.S. Army Survival Manual I bought at Barnes & Noble's on sale, under 10 bucks. But that's beside the point. Does it still have the price tag in as I look on the back page? No. And then the Audubon Society books, they're really good for picking out the flora, the fauna of that particular area, the animals, the insects, everything that you would find in that region. That's why I recommend it. That is the third book. Thank you for your time, your energy, and I'll come up with a rope video. I wanted to do a video on the flowers and plants of the desert Southwest, but unfortunately things have come up and I haven't been able to make it out into the wilderness yet. That's why I'm kind of I'm in the desert but not doing this video. The rope video, I'm going to do shortly. There'll probably be, I would say 10 solid knots at a few new. 5 certainly for camping, but if you picked up the rest of them, you'd be good for the majority of situations. Thanks, have a great day. I'll hopefully be coming up with another video soon.